All right, so my name is Jared Coffman, and this is my meth house. Now, apart from the rundown siding, crappy fence, and the deck that's just about ready to fall over, there's so many more things that are adding to the charm on this house, including but not limited to this magical floating post that's not holding up the deck, this very classy French door, window frames, glass sold separately, and some more holes in the wall. Siding damage like this here is pretty much all over the exterior of this house. I'm definitely gonna need to rip off all the siding and replace it. Now, just inside the front doors, you can see the interior of the house. Now, we've got some pretty cool vaulted ceilings. This is basically the living room slash dining room slash kitchen. It's a relatively small space, and all those three things need to be crammed into here together. As you can see here, the windows are in really great shape. There's actually not one window in this house that isn't broken. Actually, that is a lie. There is this window. But that ain't gonna fly, pun intended. Now, I wanna show you guys through the house, but because the windows are boarded up, it's pretty dark in here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I am going to pull the boards off of the windows, and I'm gonna put some plastic over them so I can keep the weather out but let the light in, and then we can walk through and check this place out. Alrighty, fun begin. Oh. Let there be light. Wowee, look at that view. Can't beat that. Next step will be to, I suppose you might call it uninstalling the window. I'm a little scared, because there's a good bit of broken glass on this. And I really don't feel like bleeding out alone in a meth house. We're good, no cuts. There we go. So now what I'm gonna do is I'll measure my opening here, 59.5 by 47.75. So now I'm gonna make a little frame. I'm just gonna go 1/4 inch smaller than what the actual size of it is. Come on now. What the heck is that? The amount of flies that are already swarming this window is crazy. Let's see if I can pull this off. Yeah, that ought to do it. Oh wow, what a stinking view. I am gonna try this one a little differently. See if it goes a little easier than the last one. Not that it was hard, but just trying to be as efficient as possible. All right, now that is much better in terms of lighting. I feel like I can actually see in here and it just feels more alive and hopeful. So anyways, let me show you around. Obviously, that's the front door. Fireplace is there on my right. Stairs are here on my left. So now I moved you into the corner so you can kind of see I've got the living room here, fireplace here. We've got this little spot here where the floor goes out, but the wall doesn't. Keep note of that. I'm going to tell you my plans on that later. We've got the door to the back deck here. I'm going to leave that boarded up for now. The kitchen's going to go here where this pipe is. Basically picture it, cabinets here, and then we're going to have a countertop with an island seating here that will flow into this bay window here, which is going to be pretty awesome. And you can barely see this orange mesh here. This is our safety railing for into the basement. Now you're standing in the living room looking towards the kitchen. Basically our cabinets are gonna go on this back wall here. This door right here, right next to the kitchen, leads into the master bedroom. So this will be Kate and I's bedroom. We've got a walk-in closet, a little spot for the laundry, and then a bathroom that is shared through that door with us. And over here, we've got the garage, of course, and then one more bedroom upstairs. This is going to be where the little boys sleep. Now, down the stairs. I don't know if it's very obvious on the camera, but these stairs are very ghetto and are going to need to be replaced. So now down here in the basement, we're not really gonna do too much to change the layout. We're basically just gonna clean it up where it is, but there is a few spots where the framing is a little janky and I'm gonna need to fix it up. Mainly is the stairs where we mentioned when you walk down, it bounces and one side sags down about 2 inches lower than the other. And then I'm gonna move around a door for this bedroom over here that I think is just gonna make a lot more sense when it's done. Probably tomorrow I'll do the plastic on these windows so we can let some light down here as well. So right here is where you can see that big old crack in the stairs. So that is what's causing them to sag so bad on that side. Rather than repairing them, I'm just gonna fully replace them. All right, now something kind of funny I wanna tell you about. There's these random holes all around in the basement here where there's just like pieces of plywood covering them up. There's all sorts of stuff that got dug out, including a huge hole in the garage, which I'll go over and show you now. But what's funny is I just got a little backstory on that. So while I was boarding up that window upstairs, there was a nice lady outside with a wagon, and she was selling 12 packs of soda out of her little wagon. And she just heard me talking to you. So she was standing at the driveway. I had the garage door open, so I went out and said hi to her. And she was basically like, hey, I was a really good friend of the previous owners, and I just wanted to give you some facts in case you were hearing rumors about the previous owner. Which, spoiler alert, the rumor was he was cooking meth in the house. So basically she's like, hey, he's being targeted with low frequency technologies and they're making him go crazy because of the frequencies. And he was trying to locate where these frequencies were coming from around the foundation. Hence, all the holes in the ground and floor. He's actually the one who dug out underneath that deck in the back and why that post is missing. The dirt used to go all the way up to that post. But anyways, her name was Kathleen. She seemed very sweet, and I will seriously take into consideration her warnings against the local police department. Here's at least one of the low frequency searching holes. You can't see it on the camera, but this hole is probably like 9 feet deep. So that's pretty dangerous. I'm definitely gonna need to get some dirt and fill that in and pour some concrete over that, especially before I let my kid and my wife come around here. So by this point, you're probably already thinking, why on earth would I let my family live in a meth house? And in case it wasn't obvious to you already, I do want to reassure you that this house was mediated, which basically means that remediated, mitigated, I don't know. They cleaned it up. But that is actually why there's no finishes around here. When the guy was cooking drugs in here, the sheetrock was still on the walls, at least in most places, all that stuff. So a professional crew came in here and essentially scrubbed this place clean. It has to read a certain level of cleanliness before they're even allowed to sell it. So I assure you this place is safe for me, safe for my family, and I can definitely assure you that all risks have been mediated. You know, standing by that fireplace kind of gave me an idea. This fireplace is broken, so we can't actually use it, and it's just a gas fireplace anyways. Kind of what I'm thinking we do is I take out this stuff. The floor goes a little bit deeper here, as you can see, and then maybe I bump this wall out that little bit. That would gain us a good amount of additional square footage in this room. That would also be nice because we don't have a really good spot for like a TV stand because we've got the fireplace here, we've got the sliding door there, front door there, stairs there. There's literally no bare wall that we can just put furniture on. So that is a good idea, and that has really got me thinking. Also, my dad is just pulling up, and I think I'm gonna ask him if we can use his truck to pull out the stump in the front yard. Let's go do some landscaping. All right, so we've got some decent weather, and I figured since my dad's truck is here and we've got a chain, we might as well see if we can pull this stump out. We're just gonna give it a shot. Hopefully we don't have to dig it out later. But yeah, let's see what happens. Are you gonna try to pull with less chain or more chain?
More chain because I want to get on. I'm going to try to get the asphalt.
Beautiful.
And there's our first bonfire.
All right, well, I didn't get nearly as much done today as I was hoping, but that's all right. It's day one. We're just getting started. Tomorrow I'll have the full day here, so I'll really be able to probably get all of the windows opened up, let way more light into here, and I should have a framing order deliver here as well for all sorts of fun surprises. But as nice as Kathleen seems, I don't think I want to leave my tools here in the house while it's not fully secured. So I'm gonna have to load up all of my stuff back into my wife's car.